What's up, everyone? Scott here, and I thought I'd do a vlog today, a little bit of an update, if you will, on my bariatric journey. I'm over a year into my journey, and I think it's actually, I just looked it up, it's 528 days since I had my surgery. I remember I had a countdown timer set up on my phone for the day of the surgery, and I never actually turned that off. So it's like counting up since the days of the surgery, and right now it says 528 days or something like that. So a while. 15 months or so. I just thought I would give you a little bit of an update. It is like the middle of January right now, and it is just super hard to stay motivated to do anything, whether that is working out or maintaining any type of outdoor activity. Like in Chicago in January, it's pretty nasty, below zero, and really hard to stay motivated to do anything. I think I made it to the gym once over the last week or so, and I went on the coldest day of the year because I did that so I could tell myself, "Hey, if you can go on the coldest day of the year, you can go any day of the year," but that's easier said than done. So I thought I'd give you a little update. Just a reminder, I'm not a physician. I'm not any type of medical practitioner, so obviously all of my experiences are based on my own personal journey. You should definitely consult a medical practitioner if you have any actual questions about bariatric surgery. Now, first thing I want to talk about in this vlog is the reality of things, right? It's like out there in the bariatric world, and sometimes I wonder if people use this as an excuse, but like calling bariatric surgery the easy route. And I've had conversations with my wife Heather about this, and I feel like in some ways it is easy. You have the surgery and you lose a ton of weight really quickly. But there's a lot of reasons why it's not easy. I think preparing up into the surgery is a whole lot of medical hurdles you have to go through. You have to get it approved by insurance unless you're paying out of pocket. And if you're not getting it approved by insurance, obviously saving up the money to have it done is not easy. You have to work with like several physicians and also mental health counselors to help get you through the process, depending on the journey that you decide. So that's not easy. You have to schedule all those appointments. And for a lot of people, just getting off the couch is sometimes difficult, right? That's not easy. And then once you have it, the surgery, things maybe get easier, but they're not. You lose weight quickly, but you still have to maintain your weight, right? You get down to a certain level and then you have to decide if you want to keep going. I know for me, my surgery got me down 100 plus pounds, but not like completely to my long-term goal weight. So I have to do some work I have to do on myself to get there. You don't build any muscle from the surgery. So if you want to shape your body or you get some physical strength going, which you need to, that's not easy for sure. Maintaining a gym membership is not easy. It's not easy throwing away your old clothes. Actually, I have to say, I think I had some struggles with just my personal relationship with my own things, my own stuff that I had to get rid of or realize it no longer serves me. And I think that's not easy either. So there's a lot of misconceptions that bariatric surgery is easy. It's not. And also maintaining this surgery is probably the hardest. I think that's really where I want to net out with this video is motivation. It's really difficult to stay motivated this time of year. And I'm hoping that kind of covering some of these topics, whether you are in a similar situation to me, or maybe you're pre-surgery or post-op, like staying motivated is tough. Let's talk about some ideas for staying motivated and also talk through them and hear each other out. Number one, exercise and physical health. As I mentioned, it's really hard to work out when it's like -1 degrees. It's funny, we saw a runner out running when it was like 1 degrees outside the other day, and Heather said, "I can't believe they're running in this weather. Like, why would you do that?" And part of me was like, "Yeah, I agree. I think it's crazy and pretty much dangerous because of the ice and the wind chill and everything else going on." But also, I understand why they do it because if you give up a day, then you never like that could be the last day you ever do it. So in some ways, I understand why people run on the coldest day of the year or go to the gym because if you don't do it that day, then you may never do it again. But also, I think it's also a time to realize that not every day is going to be like a killer day. And if you make it to the gym once, that's something you should celebrate. If you make it to the gym all 4 times, that's amazing. But knowing that I think building up a sort of rhythm of working out and cycles that are not just like daily, weekly, and monthly goals, but looking at a bigger picture, 9, 12 week goals, right? 8, 9, 12 week goals. And I think this is really a way to approach physical fitness is that it avoids burnout. Because if you decide that you're going to work out hard for like 4 to 8 weeks, then at that time you could take a little break and then hit it again really hard in 4 to 8 weeks. I think that's a better way of looking at it than being like, I've had the surgery or I'm on a weight loss journey and now I'm working out every day of my life until the day that I die. That's not really sustainable, but having a little bit of a plan where you plan in breaks is something that is a little bit more sustainable. And just knowing that you're going to have times like this time in January where it's difficult to work out, and therefore it's time to decide if you're going to use a break now, and maybe you can schedule your sort of sprints, if you want to call them, like your sprints against these times where it's a little bit more difficult to motivate yourself to get out of the house and get to the gym. So just something to consider. Another sort of challenge I've been getting a lot of lately in the bariatric community is comparing yourself, comparisons. I know there's a lot of people, whether you're in a Facebook group or you're in maybe a hospital sponsor group or physician sponsor group, where people are like, I'm this, I'm that, or I'm had this success or I have that success. And even me, I feel like I've had tons of successes with this surgery, and I'm super grateful, but I still feel jealous, or I still resent other people who maybe have other situations going on. And I think that's something that you have to, one, pause and be grateful that for you have what you have, and you have your health back, you have your other positives, like things that come from this, but also realizing that comparisons are natural and that they come and go, and that you really should take them with a grain of salt. And I think that's one thing that if I could get across to you, that don't be like me and don't compare yourself to other people. Just focus on being yourself and being you, and focusing on how you can improve yourself for the better, whether that's physically or mentally as well. Another thing I see a lot of in the bariatric community is the scale. The scale's up, the scale's down, the scale. I love and hate the scale myself. And you bounce around when you exercise more and you eat right. And you drink water and you have water weight on you and stuff like that. Like, it's not going to be a constant, like, straight down. It's going to bounce around. The scale will mess with your head. It will do everything it can to discourage you and encourage you at the right and wrong time, if that makes any sense. My sort of suggestion for you is to use a scale as a mental gauge, but not a physical reality. Like, the scale is there to help. The scale is there you need the scale, but the scale is also not the end all be all. I think you need to take an overall sort of snapshot of your overall health, whether that's physical health, your weight, and then your mental health, and see where you're at. If you could take that once a week, maybe on Sundays, and just think about, okay, where am I at everywhere? Like, how is my body feeling right now? I think is really a better way to measure your success than the numbers on the scale. Not that the scale is not something you should have, but also don't live by the scale. For anyone in the bariatric community, if I hear you ask about the scale one more time, please take this advice and just realize that you're going to go up and down. You might go up and down 10 pounds, which I hope you don't. But honestly, I was up 3 or 4 pounds this week, and I'm back down to where I was. And I don't know if that was water weight or calories. I have been eating a little bit more, but at the same time, and I haven't been working out because of the weather, as I already talked about. But I can't live by that. I have to just ultimately understand that things are going to go up and things are going to go down. But most importantly, it's a gauge to see where you're at and how you are long term, right? Look at the bigger picture and be grateful for where you were to where you're at right now, whether that is 1 pound down from your top weight or your 150 pounds down. Just be grateful for where you're at and know that results come based on action. Actions equal consequences. If you're eating or you're not working out or a combination of both, then try to do what you can to stop that, to get to where you need to be. And I'm saying that from a place of love, because I struggle with that myself. But I also want people to realize that it all happens because it's pretty simple math here. Calories in plus exercise equals weight on or off. So you need to decide if what you're doing is the right thing for you. Look, everything's struggling right now. It's winter and my cameras are like overheating, so I thought I would just use my webcam to finish up this thought. If you're struggling this time of year, I want you to understand that this is natural. It's winter and things happen. And if you're like me, know that this is a time to maybe take a break and rest and then prepare for a season ahead. The hardest thing is getting back to it. And that's the one thing you have to really challenge yourself to. If you're going to take a break, getting back and then hitting it hard once you take a little bit of a scheduled break. If you want to stay motivated, you like this type of content, you're interested in my journey, leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to know what questions you have so I can answer them on my journey. As I mentioned, I'm about 15 months into my situation, and so far so good. I've had some sort of things come up over the last couple of weeks that are different, maybe with the fact that my skin is like flabbier now. I'm having like skin things going on, but I'm not quite ready to share that information just yet. So please like and subscribe. More content to come. I hope you stay motivated. Check out my podcast called The Miracle Commute. It's not necessarily bariatric direct, but if you are on a bariatric journey, I hope this motivational content will help you reframe your mindset and be more positive, because if you maintain that positivity, that will drip into other areas of your life for sure. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.